Pay attention. What I'm about to show you was classified, top secret, just 6 hours ago. A Pentagon whistleblower has leaked an emergency contingency plan prepared by the U.S. military for a Trump 2024 victory, and it reads exactly like a coup preparation manual. Codename, Operation Constitutional Shield. Participating agencies, Joint Chiefs of Staff, NSA, CIA, Secret Service. Mission? If Trump wins, block his access to nuclear codes, halt troop deployments, and prevent the issuance of specific executive orders. This is not resistance. This is the deep state going operational, and Trump knows it. 48 hours ago, Trump attempted to enter a secure military facility. Armed guards turned him away. A former president denied access by his own military. The confrontation was recorded. The audio is explosive. And what happens over the next 10 days will determine whether America still has civilian control over its military, or whether generals have already seized power from the shadows. Stay with me, because the evidence I'm about to present will shatter everything you think you know about American democracy. But first, look at this. This leaked memo was written on January 11th. Subject line, verbatim. Trump 2024, Scenario Planning, Military Intervention Protocols and Constitutional Override Mechanisms. This is not a theoretical exercise. This is active planning. And this document doesn't just exist at the Pentagon. It's on the CIA director's desk, in the FBI's Counterterrorism Division, inside the National Security Council's Crisis Management Team. 7 separate intelligence agencies reviewed and approved this plan. All reached the same conclusion. If Trump becomes president again, he could trigger a constitutional crisis, and the military must be ready. Not just ready, prepared to actively intervene, which means this: the United States military intelligence community is treating a former president as a potential internal threat, not a foreign enemy, not a terrorist organization, their own former president. Here's what you're not supposed to see: the document's actual language. The first page states clearly, this document addresses how the military chain of command should respond in the event a duly elected civilian leader abuses constitutional authority in a manner that endangers national security. Think about that phrase, duly elected civilian leader. They never say Trump's name, but everyone knows who they're talking about, and the word choices are deliberate: abuse, endangers, chain of command response. That is coup language. The document outlines 4 scenarios. Scenario 1. Trump attempts to deploy federal troops into election districts over objections from state governments. Military response: commanders invoke the unlawful order doctrine. Troops do not move. The order is ignored. Scenario 2. Trump orders a military strike against a foreign adversary without intelligence community approval. Military response: the chairman of the Joint Chiefs contacts congressional leadership directly. The order undergoes constitutional review. Trump is denied nuclear authorization. Scenario 3. Trump attempts to use the DOJ and FBI to investigate political rivals. Military response: military intelligence coordinates with the FBI director. The Secret Service monitors White House communications. Trump's directives are documented as potential abuse of power. Scenario 4, and this is the terrifying one. Trump declares a national emergency, suspends habeas corpus, and imposes martial law. Military response: generals coordinate with the Vice President and Cabinet to invoke the 25th Amendment. Trump is removed. The Vice President assumes power. The military recognizes the new command authority. These are not hypotheticals. These are actions the Pentagon actively considered during Trump's first term. And now, they're planning how to stop him if he returns. And there's more. What the leaked document doesn't include is intelligence showing Trump has been building loyalist allies inside the military, recalling retired generals, opening back-channel communications with active duty officers. The plan is simple. If he wins again, fire every general who resists and replace them with loyalists who won't question orders. The Pentagon learned this 6 months ago. Their response? Quietly revoke Trump's access to classified briefings, block military intelligence requests, draft resistance protocols for unlawful orders. Was this all theoretical? No. 48 hours ago, Trump arrived unannounced at Fort Bragg. He requested access to a classified facility. No appointment, no stated reason. Military police blocked him. The confrontation lasted 18 minutes. No cameras, no press. Just Trump, 4 generals, and a moment that may redefine American civil-military relations forever. According to witnesses, Trump claimed emergency access authority, arguing former presidents retain such rights. The generals disagreed. Protocol states former presidents require prior authorization to access classified sites. Trump became furious, accused the generals of treason, threatened legal action, promised to end their careers. Then he said something that froze the room. "I need control of this facility, and when I'm president again, every one of you is gone." An explicit threat, and the general's response. "Sir, you no longer hold security clearance. You are no longer president. You will not enter this facility." Trump left. 6 hours later, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs contacted the Secretary of Defense for an emergency briefing. Outcome? A formal policy is now in effect. Donald Trump is a former president with no authorized access to classified military facilities or information. Any attempt to enter without clearance will be treated as a security breach. Plain language? Trump is being treated as a security risk by his own military. This isn't isolated. It's the latest escalation in an 18-month shadow war. Trump is recruiting loyal retired generals, building a parallel command structure, preparing purges if he returns. The Pentagon discovered this 6 months ago and responded accordingly. Let's talk about Operation Constitutional Shield. The name is intentional. Constitutional Shield. The message: the military protects the Constitution, not the man. The plan is layered. Layer 1, intelligence monitoring. NSA, CIA, and military intelligence tracks Trump's communications, calls, meetings, recruitment attempts. Everything is logged. Layer 2, personnel placement, key positions, strategic command, special operations, Joint Chiefs are staffed with officers vetted on one question. What do you do if Trump issues an unlawful order? Answer: refuse. Layer 3, legal frameworks. Pentagon lawyers formalized protections for refusal of illegal orders. Posse Comitatus, Constitutional Command Authority, Nuremberg Principles. Layer 4, congressional coordination. Secret briefings with bipartisan leadership. Question asked: will you back us if Trump violates the Constitution? Answer: yes, from both parties. Layer 5, emergency action. If abuse escalates, the military is prepared to activate the 25th Amendment. Is this a coup or a constitutional safeguard? Perspective decides. But the objective fact remains. The U.S. military is actively planning resistance against a former president. That has never happened in 248 years. This isn't just about Trump. It's about the balance between executive power, military authority, and constitutional order. The founders feared this exact moment. Now it's being tested live. From Trump's perspective, this is a conspiracy. The deep state is sabotaging him. Generals are undermining civilian control. His argument: I was elected. The military answers to the president. And at a fundamental level, that's true. But civilian control isn't absolute. There are constitutional limits. The Pentagon's position is clear. The Constitution comes before any individual, even the president. Trump knows this. His response: build loyalists, plan purges. First move: fire the chairman of the Joint Chiefs. Second, replace strategic and special operations commanders. Third, purge intelligence leadership. Fourth, and most dangerous, identify and remove disloyal officers. Thousands of names already compiled. Is this lawful personnel management, or an authoritarian purge? Again, perspective. But the result is the same: a fundamentally altered military. So what happens if Trump wins and the military refuses orders? A constitutional crisis, protection, or coup. Legally unclear, practically catastrophic. NATO is alarmed. European defense ministers are holding emergency sessions. China is watching. Russia is calculating. Iran is probing. If the U.S. military is fighting its own president, it cannot deter foreign threats. Markets fear instability. A constitutional crisis means panic, dollar decline, global ripple effects. The Pentagon is preparing. Trump is preparing. History warns us. Pakistan, Egypt, Turkey. Whenever generals protect the Constitution, democracy suffers. Day 1 to 3, more leaks. Day 4-5, Trump retaliates publicly. Day 6-7, closed-door congressional briefings. Day 8-9, media explosion. Day 10, crisis point, denial, or silence. Either way, the narrative locks in. Trump has no legal path forward. National security privilege shields the Pentagon. Courts won't compel disclosure. Only one solution remains: win. And replace the generals. Who controls America's future? Civil authority or military power? Trump says legitimacy comes from the ballot. The Pentagon says legitimacy comes from the Constitution. Both claims are defensible, which is why this is so dangerous. The next 10 days may be the most perilous window in American democratic history. This is only the beginning of a political and legal earthquake. If you want to stay ahead of the sanitized mainstream narrative, subscribe now. Turn on all notifications. Leave a comment. Will Trump be convicted before the election, or delay past November? This constitutional crisis is far from over.